Writing should always start with the question why. Why am I writing this? Are you trying to persuade, inform, or entertain? I know a lot of times when you write for school, you're just writing to get the grade. I want you to move beyond that. In this video, we're going to be focusing on writing to inform, sometimes called expository writing. Expository writing is just simply any kind of writing that is informing people. Now, sometimes, even though it's expository writing, there can be a little bit of opinion in it, but it is primarily fact-based. Some examples of places where you might find expository writing would be your textbooks, or a news website, or any time you read something that is really focused on facts. When you write for school, and most of the time when you're writing for work, it is going to look very different than when you are just talking to someone. You're going to use a formal tone. Let's talk about that word tone, because tone is a big deal in writing, and you're going to be hearing a lot about that as you progress in this class. Tone is the attitude of a writer towards a subject matter. Tone is revealed by the words that the author chooses to use to describe something. For example, if I were to describe this house, I might say that it is the house that I was born in, and thus it has a special place in my heart. This would be a sentimental tone. Or I could look at the same house and say, it's a miserable dump where I grew up. That would be a bitter tone. There are literally lists of hundreds of words that you can use to describe tone. You can start by just thinking to yourself about the author's tone. Does the author feel good or bad about this? And that'll get you started with thinking about author's tone. With expository writing, you have a formal and objective tone. Objective means you try not to let your opinions show. If you were going to go back to the previous example, you might say, this is the house where I grew up. It has 2 bedrooms. These are facts. Now, a formal tone is even more removed. With formal writing, one of the rules is that you should not use I or you. So I might say, this is the house where a person grew up. Formal writing also means that you should be avoiding slang and not writing like it's a text message. Yes, I know that when you text, you can type the letter U, OTW, yet, LMK, and people are going to know what you're saying. But this is not appropriate for formal or academic writing in most cases. Maybe if you were communicating a story, you might have that in quotation marks. Also, I want to make sure to say, and you will hear me say this more than once, please use punctuation and capitalization in all your English essays. This is a habit you need to really get into for writing for school.
Created using Powtoon.